Twitch has a big problem, and Twitch has this big problem with viewbotting, because viewbotting is something that is very, very hard to prove generally for a creator, because it's not just that a creator is being botted. What you need to prove in order to ban them is that it's the creator botting their own viewership, because other people can buy bots or they can view bot your own stream. So there's this big issue right now where creators have plausible deniability when it comes to view botting. So they get somebody to view bot them and they benefit from it, because obviously the more viewers you get, the higher you are up in the Twitch section that you're in, because the way that Twitch generally works is bad discoverability, but once you're at the top of a section, then people will start clicking on your stream. And then also for sponsors, those Twitch view bots count as real viewers when it's on these tracking websites, right? They count as real viewers. So when you go and approach a sponsor, you might have an audience of 5,000 people, even if you don't have the chat interaction to back it up. If your number says 5,000, you'll get rates off what a 5,000 viewed stream would normally be. So this is a huge problem that's been existing on Twitch for a long period of time, and so many more people do it than you actually think. Like, the times where you notice view botting are normally when it's an extreme case where there's somebody who has 0 people in chat that used to be like a 50 viewer streamer, and then the next day he's getting like 2,000 viewers, right? Or like, you know, when other streamers were being view botted in the Twitch space, like there was times where Yamato Cannon, or what did Yamato Cannon get view botted? Yamato's death got view botted for sure. I remember those times where like Yamato's death or like Dantes would just be sitting at like 45,000 viewers randomly for no reason. They would go from like 1K viewers or 2K viewers to 45,000 viewers. And it was obvious that somebody was view botting them. So there's a huge way to do it. And I don't think that these creators actually view botted themselves, right? Like most creators don't. The best way to view bot is to view bot like about a fifth of your audience once you hit a normal size. Like, let's say that, you know, when I was averaging 5,000 viewers, I just view bought an extra like 1.5K or something, maybe 30% of my viewership. That would actually make it seem like, oh man, wait, this guy is increasing in viewership. Something might be hype. And just having that in people's minds where it's like, oh, he's growing, this person is getting more viewers than he used to, normally helps snowball you into getting to a bigger place. So many people actually view bot on Twitch, and that is why it's been such a big problem. So let's get into the video and talk about it more in depth.
This could have severe and significant ramifications to the entire... I am pretty frustrated with Dan. What if Twitch doesn't have effective tools for identifying and stopping view bots?
Twitch has a dedicated viewer bot team. So,
what? This needs to be more of a thing and not something that's just pushed under the rug like it is now.
Yo, he view botting. So what?
Yeah, so Ray J is a...
It's also one of those things where it's not something that hurts Twitch that much to have view bots. Like, it's not something that is horrible for them as well. So I think they kind of just let it slide.
Is a streamer. I think he's also a rapper. I think he's pretty popular. I don't honestly...
I know this guy from something else. This guy used to do videos.
I'm not sure, but he seems to have a big following, and he started to stream on Twitch.
Bro, Co-Carnage is so pure. How are you my age? And when you were growing, when did the Ray J and Kim Kardashian sex tape come out? That shit was like in the middle of high school for me. That was some high school day. How did you not see that shit? That shit was all my school was talking about the entire time.
Which I think T-Pain helped set him up. And then he overnight went from like a few hundred viewers to like 7,000 to 8,000. And you can look on his records, like it's obvious. Yeah. So people started calling him out on it. The difference between what he has done and people in the past is he basically looked right in the camera and said, yeah, I'm view botting. Everyone does it. I admit to doing it.
Ray J age.
It's legal.
No,
so
he's 10 years older than me.
Oh, Rage like Kai Sanat. He got 80,000 people in his shit. Don't go, yo, he view botting. So what? It's legal. Remember, whatever's legal, you should do. If you can legally purchase and flip.
It's legal in terms of the law, I guess, is what he's talking about, but it's against Twitch terms of service. So I mean, yes, it's technically legal, but it's against Twitch terms of service, but it's something that is unprovable unless you start going on your stream and you're like, so what? I am view botting. Then you're
your money. That's what this platform is for.
Now that puts this directly in Twitch's lap. Twitch now has to decide, are you just going to be cool with view botting? Or are you going to actually enforce it? Because here's a little known fact. No one really gets ever banned or temp banned for view botting ever. It doesn't happen.
It hasn't happened, yeah.
So if this was something that was done to him, it would be one of the first times it's been done. All the worst viewbotters have left the platform in fear of.
Yeah, he didn't say he was. Actually, technically, he said, "So what?" Somebody said you're viewbotting, and he said, "So what?" So he didn't say like. So it could be, "So what if I am?" or something. But he didn't technically say I am viewbotting. So then, who knows?
Things happening, not because things have actually happened to them. So this is a big thing. Now, Twitch has clearly in the past said language that has led us to think it's not okay. Dan Clancy specifically has made public statements saying that he is not okay with it, which is why everyone is a little confused about why this is happening, especially considering that Dan Clancy welcomed Ray J onto the platform. So, which makes this a little bit more tumultuous. So anyway, that's...
It's crazy because like maybe I'm just old, but like to me, everyone knew people like T-Pain. Like T-Pain was massive. And it's crazy to see that T-Pain averages like 1K, 2K viewers, when to me, he's such a massive name, and I'm such a nobody, and it's like, wait, I average more viewers than T-Pain? That's motherfucking T-Pain. That guy is famous. Like, I do crack and talk about League. How is it possible?
That's where we are. And the part that already makes this a really shitty situation is the fact that it's already been way too long that Twitch has been quiet about it.
Yeah.
Like, this happened days ago and nothing has been done. And, people are putting up tweets. Other people are sending direct messages being like, what the f- are you doing? This, I hate to say it, but if this may be a very big turning point on Twitch, because if nothing gets done to Ray J, it's just going to start happening everywhere. There's no reason it won't.
Right.
No reason. He literally did the only thing that you can't do to actually get banned, and that is actually admitting without on stream, recorded, that you are doing it. The reason no one's ever been banned for viewbots before now is because nobody's been that way.
Nobody's been that stupid, bro. But it's also one of those things where everyone still cares. But I mean, somebody like Ray J probably doesn't give a like he probably just wants something to do. I assume this guy is still insanely rich. Like, just look at where he is. Look at this shit. He's got to be rich as hell.
But I'm not going to say that dumb, because Ray J's a new streamer, and it is very clear that
I'm going to say that dumb. Okay, so that's the difference between me and Co-Carnage. He said nobody's ever done that, and I said nobody's ever been that stupid. Okay, my bad, I guess.
Isn't a him being dumb thing. He fully believes he just started bursting onto the scene, and he's like, everyone's doing this, I'm doing it too. Like, someone, and if no one stops him, he's kind of right, which is what's crazy about this whole situation.
Okay,
well, someone told
that's a good way to view it, I
everyone is
guess.
doing it. It makes you think, who else has done this?
I just assume that people know that viewbotting is wrong, like putting fake viewers on your stream is wrong. Like, I guess that's something that maybe I haven't thought about that much. But to me, even if I was in a new space, I think I would instantly know that it is wrong to fake anything like that. So it is what it is.
Right? Like, who else has done this? Ron, who used to work at Twitch, I don't think he no longer does, but he said himself, it has happened. If Twitch had proof, I myself banned a lot of channels. We had a lot of channels that admitted or even showed the dashboard of the bots, and Twitch suspended the channels. So he himself
but
is
those are
personally
people
banned.
who admitted it.
Yes.
Out of curiosity, has there ever been a case of somebody getting banned for viewbotting that is not...
What you get paid by view?
Yeah.
Well, that's the part that I think that people don't really care about. I'm not super on the side of, it's wrong because you get paid by view on top of Twitch. It's more that is wrong. Don't get me wrong. That is wrong. But the thing that I think is more fucked up is that since Twitch is so competitive with other people, bro, getting money from the company is whatever. Getting money from companies is whatever. But in a competitive space, out competing people by cheating, I think that's the part that I identify with as being more up, because it's bro, you're Ray J. You don't need to be shitting on these fucking kids that are 18 years old in the same struggle as you with 300, 400 viewers. You don't need to be fucking up their type of shit. So for me, I'm more on the side of you're competing against other people, and those people are not necessarily doing this as well. I know that people say everyone view bots. It's a big problem, but it's not everyone view bots, just not as small as most people think was essentially my point there. So I feel like the competitive advantage of view botting over other streamers is what I really hate.
I don't. Well, we'll wait
I have
for the
100,000
response.
viewers, but I'm not doing this. As far as I knew, no one had ever been hit for that. And if that's different, I would love to get informed on that.
Wait,
This
she just
is-
she just has that thing up? Wait, she showed that on stream? Number of viewers, period, 3 hours intervals. Bro, the other thing is you can get viewers to you can get viewbotted viewers to talk. So what you can do is when you have a funny moment in stream, you can have your viewbot set to when an emote spam comes in, let's say people type 5 emotes within a certain amount of time, that bot will then start, those botted viewers will then start typing the emotes as well.
As I knew, no one had ever been hit for that. And if that's different, I would love to get informed on that.
This is former Twitch employee, so he's no longer
Okay.
representing Twitch. He's representing himself. So I don't want, if he doesn't answer, he doesn't answer. But it's the type of thing where you start to wonder, like, well, someone told him that it is the common thing. It is the normal thing, right? So who knows? You start to wonder, like, well, who else is doing it, right? Like, who told him that? Who is he going to drop names? Like, you start thinking, are there other big channels that do this?
If they don't go after that, why would they do anything? Like, why would they even spend resources to try to combat that if they don't care if people do it? And I think this situation is going to start showing, like, maybe they just don't care. Maybe that ship has sailed at Twitch and they just no longer care. Maybe it's all metrics over everything. They don't care if it comes from bots. But you know, it's whatever they got to do. They got to say something.
So
I had dinner with me and Dan Clancy.
Yeah. Okay.
And we talked about this issue at length, and that was 2 years ago, and shortly before the F Extra Life stuff happened. So that was when that big push happened.
Extra
initially.
Life.
Yeah.
That kind of like started the whole thing. And then unfortunately after that, it completely died. It was like that initiative disappeared. There was supposed to be a whole bunch of follow-up stuff to that just never happened. And now here we are. The biggest thing that I'm most concerned about is it's like this could have severe and significant ramifications to the entire platform. Like,
Yep.
I am pretty frustrated with Dan. Like on a I am using your platform as a contractor level.
Yeah.
You are not being more responsible in making sure the people that give you money for advertisements know that those numbers are real numbers, that they're seeing. I'm pretty frustrated at him for not doing his job properly and making sure that that's public knowledge.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Because then what obviously happens is that if it's known that most people are faking their views, then sponsors are just not going to want to sponsor streamers because they're not going to be able to determine who's actually view botting and who's has legitimate viewers. So they'll just pull out of the space and they'll use their advertising budget other places, and that will also lean into not just sponsors, Twitch ads. Like they won't want to advertise on Twitch as much, and it will just be bad for everyone. So, bro, I have been in this thing for so long, but I just never felt the need to fake viewership. Like I feel like that's so like that's just bitch ass energy, you know? Like when you're just faking your own viewership, like, bro, yeah, whatever. If I'm not as popular as some other people, that's fine. I don't need to fucking have more viewers to feel like I'm a fucking good person or some shit, or that like I'm winning. Like it's such a cringe thing to do. It's just pathetic.
Doesn't do this, every single streamer on this platform should be very frustrated with him in that position doing what he's doing. Yeah. So like this is a big deal. Like if viewbotting gets allowed on this platform, like every current metric, like River, all the big data stuff, it all goes off public information. All of that becomes garbage if it's just flooded with fake numbers all the time. So it becomes impossible to track. Like for anything, everything loses value when you can't. There's no. Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous if that actually if nothing gets done about it.
Yeah,
you could kill the platform for advertising. You could kill the platform completely if advertisers pull out.
If advertisers pull out, I mean, streamers are just gonna go where there's. Hey, bro, I've gotten lucky enough that I have some deals on the table for other websites to stream on. So hey, if Twitch dies, no skin off my back. Well, actually, it probably will be, because then those deals probably won't exist. They'll be like, hey, you have nowhere else to stream. So I'm kind of bullshitting here. But if like things start really declining on Twitch and other platforms are competitive, I'm going to another platform. I'm not married to this Twitch bullshit.
Bring up something here though, because I was just saying there, I was like,
honestly, I would love to. Yeah, OnlyFans. That's what I was talking about. I'm gonna start my stream on OnlyFans. But I've always like been intrigued by YouTube. And even though I've never committed on YouTube, I mean, it's part of the reason why I'm starting to react to videos and stuff like that. I do feel like YouTube is more of a like meritocracy in a way than Twitch, because I mean, I don't know if that's even the right word to describe it, but essentially, if you make good content on YouTube, your content will be pushed to people. So if you have a good video, it can actually outperform a bigger creator's video if your video is better, more people are liking your video. On Twitch, that can never happen, right? Like there's never a time where I can go live on stream, even if I'm having the best stream of my life. Like Cadro could be dead tired, he could fall asleep on stream. He could literally die on stream, and I could be having the most hilarious stream ever, commentary on point, predicting everything, and there's no chance that I will ever get more viewers than him, no matter what, right? But on YouTube, that can happen. So that's just the appeal of YouTube, is that you can grow on that platform organically because they have an algorithm that actually works, as opposed to Twitch, where it's just like, you're like in your tier list, it's like there's no stream that Yamato could do that's better than me. There's no that will get more viewers than me. There's no stream that I could do that will get more viewers than Cajal. There's no stream that like Cajal could do that could get more viewers than Kaisen. Actually, that's not even true because you could do a world stream or whatever. But you get the point. It's like there's just a hierarchy, and it's just that's where you fall into. And unless something happens where you're able to, artificially inflate viewership for a period of time and then capitalize on that and make that the norm, it's not going to be as immediate, right? It will just be a slow change. Like obviously Alois, is that how you say his name? Alois, I don't know why that sounded so weird. Alois did his Mundo cosplay and that started raising him up. But it's like, it's a way slower process is my point. It's not impossible to grow or to, outperform or become bigger than creators that are bigger than you now, but it will never happen immediately. It's not like based on each piece of content is my point.
I'm frustrated Dan isn't saying anything. I'm mad at him for not addressing it. But then that led me to think, what if he can't say anything about it? Because what if Twitch can't do anything about it? What if Twitch doesn't have effective tools for identifying and stopping view bots?
Ron made some more, I think, noteworthy comments in the chat. He said, Twitch has been doing a lot against bot for years. A lot of bots are filtered out, but many aren't. It's just the classic cat and mouse game.
Yep.
We always had a bot in Slack. We could type in the channel and it would show exactly how many bots were in that channel and where they came from. Twitch has a dedicated viewer bot team. So.
What? Wait, you're telling me they could.
Dedicated viewer bot team.
So at this point, there's no way they don't know about that situation, and maybe they're like having a conversation behind the scenes or something. If they go up and ban him, you have to deal with the social clapback of that towards the platform, and that might be even worse than a couple of disgruntled streamers.
You think that there would have been a big social pushback if Twitch had banned somebody who admitted to view botting on stream?
Yeah.
After
depends who they were. Depends who they are. I mean, no one would give a if it was like Ray J getting banned, right? If they started banning, for example, some people that people are pretty sure are view botting, but it's not technically provable. Like the big one I think was Rakai, right? So if you don't know who Rakai is, it was somebody who is like kind of, I don't know how to describe this shit, bro. I'm bad at saying these types of things. I would say he's like a Kai orbiter in a way, but maybe that's like unfair. But he is somebody who came up by being friends with Kai Cenat. He was on like Kai Cenat's Mafia-thon, and then he became a big streamer himself. But it was kind of crazy to see somebody like Rakai go from, he had some streams where, he went from 600 viewers to only streaming 19 hours, getting 11K. And then he had some streams where he was just pulling like 90K viewers pretty early on into his streaming career. And his none of the other metrics matched up. That's normally what people are looking at. How do the other metrics match up to the amount of viewership? What are like the amount of people that are chatting? What are the amount of people that are subbing to the stream, right? He's getting an average of like 30K viewers, but he had like 4K, 5K subs. So it just seemed like a little weird because I have about 5K subs and I'm averaging like 3K viewers these days. Like, I mean, obviously during MSI I average like 7, but you get the point. Like I'm not averaging super high viewership and I have like 5K subs. So when people look at chats, also how many viewers are logged in is a big thing. How many viewers are actually logged into the platform, because a lot of times you'll have these streamers that are streaming and you can now have different apps that will show this, where it's like normally you'll have like 80-90% of your viewers logged in, like at least 75%. I think when I check myself, I'll have like, I think during the LCS stream, I had like 4,100 viewers logged in and I had 5,000 viewers total. So it's normally that percentage around, maybe I think I had 5.2K viewers. But if you look at somebody like Rakai, there was points where he had like 60 or 70% of his viewers not logged in. And the pushback against that would be like, oh, well, he has more normie viewers, like he's bigger on TikTok and like he blew up from like TikTok and YouTube shorts and clips and stuff like that. And those people are not Twitch viewers. So maybe they're watching on their TVs and they're not logged in. So there is some defense for those types of allegations. It's just that a lot of times these things don't end up adding up. Like they don't really add up. So obviously it's not necessarily meaning that Rakai is viewbotting, but he was somebody who most people were arguing over his viewership because it seemed super, super inflated for somebody who blew up kind of recently. And then also, obviously the other numbers just didn't add up.
All the other bands that go on all the time vacuously?
Yeah. People are stupid.
If they really cared about that, they would have done something about their actual ban system years ago.
True.
Because it is a complete cluster that is messed up and has stories about it 10 times a month. So the idea that that would stop them in this regard is
that is a weak argument.
Ridiculous.
I agree with that. Yeah. It is a weak argument.
I don't know, man.
But I do think that it comes like when it comes to big creators, Twitch has to handle big creators with kid gloves because of the clapback from their audience.
But, okay.
Because also a lot of these bigger creators, I mean, the way that you get big nowadays in most of these streaming circles, like obviously gaming streamers are different. Like if you become one of the top in a game, that's different. But most of the other streamers that have came up recently are in like streamer cliques, right? So it's like you can't do something to Rakai because then Kai Cenat's gonna be mad, and Kai Cenat obviously is big. You know, he's the biggest streamer in the world. So if there's anyone who's getting huge offers, it's him to go to other platforms. And if he moves to another platform, it could really hurt Twitch. And then obviously there's all of AMP. It's like you think about the FaZe guys, they blew up recently. Even like female streamers, right? Like they have like a house with like Cinna and Emeru, and there's other people in the house. But you get like the point. It's like then there's like the OTK people that were a thing for a while. It's just that all these streamers are in different groups, so you can't. It's like hard to isolate the ones that are coming up that might be viewbotting without attacking the collective.
Like a Kai, right? 100K. I get it. I think wasn't he averaging like 500 or so? This is like a classic like view botting to get ahead experience. This isn't like Drake coming to stream on the platform or Kai Cenat or something.
I see what you're saying. That he doesn't have that much of an audience.
So why would, especially in this case, you know, if you had 15,000 people base and you bought it to 100, that's one thing. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it would line up here. But the big thing is like whatever Twitch is doing, I hope they're trying to be at least somewhat smart behind the scenes about it.
Yes.
I mean, the best way to deal with it is to just I think that what they're doing is actually what you should do, where you just try to remove the bots. Like you just try to go behind the scenes and remove the fake viewership if that is possible, because then you're not like you're making it illegal, but you don't have to fight the wars. Because if you fight these wars against these streamers, I mean, there's so much social influence that these streamer groups have at this point.
From an outside layman, it looks like they're doing nothing and it looks terrible. So that's with the information I have, this looks incredibly not well managed and very unprofessional. End of story though. I wish they were more transparent with all this stuff. I wish they were more plugged in with us, you know, like let's talk about the view botting, why we can't do it. Like this needs to be more of a thing and not something that's just pushed under the rug like it is now. It's just festering and like people don't get it. Nobody really knows what's going on or what's going to happen.
This guy is so based, by the way.
Yep.
Totally not good.
Bro, I respect the OGs, man. I always respect people like Co-Carnage. It's a great video, honestly. He's so measured in a lot of the things that he does, but those are like the real streamers. Like people like him, Summit, that have just been doing it forever, daily basis. Like they're just on their grind. I just always respected these guys. Those are inspirations to me, bro. I want to be like that at some point. Like he just seems very measured in the way he speaks as well. Like zero dramas. This guy's he's kind of like me in that regard, right? He's been around forever and had zero dramas. So yeah. Just same thing there.